Okay, just a note on some of the chord types on the Nocturne in E flat major lead sheet. If the chord symbol is just a letter, so for instance the first chord symbol is E flat, that just means a major chord. So, and what we do with that major chord is up to us, but with the Chopin Nocturne we know that it's some kind of waltz type effect, so would be perfectly acceptable. So it's sort of leading with a bass note. So when that brings us to the second chord, A flat diminished over E flat, well, it means when it's over something, it means that is the lowest note. So if it's over E flat, again we have an E flat in the bass, and then we're going to a diminished chord, A flat diminished. A diminished chord is potentially a 4-note chord, diminished 7th, but we could also just have it as a minor triad with the top note flattened. So when it's in root position, here's A flat major. If we change the middle note, we get A flat minor, and then if we flatten the 5th, as it were, the 5th of the A flat scale, we get that. There's our A flat diminished triad. So now we have E flat, and then the third chord is back to E flat. Then we have E flat over D, so that means the lowest note is changing to a D. Then we have a C7, which is a dominant 7th chord. Well, a dominant 7th chord is a major chord with a minor 7th. A minor 7th is a whole tone below the octave. So we've got C7. I can play that dominant 7th in a way that is suitable or appropriate. Then the next one is B flat minor over F. Well, B flat major. Change the middle note, get minor. Over F means an F bass note. And then the last chord on that line, FM, means F minor. There's F major, there's F minor. So if I put that line together, I have if I add the melody to that, it starts to become more recognizable. And so on. So the next line we have B flat 7. So again, as we did with the C7, we take a B flat major chord and we add a minor 7th. So there's the octave, we come down a whole tone. There is B flat 7. Often when you're voicing a dominant 7th chord, which is another name for this kind of chord, dominant 7th, you can put the 7th at the bottom. So you get that effect. The next chord is a dominant 7th again, it's G7. There's the 7th, it's a whole tone down from the octave. We can put it at the bottom. And it's over B. Like that. And then C minor. And then a diminished 7th. Getting to know where your diminished chords are is useful. There are a limited number of them. But it's asking for a full diminished 7th there. There's our A minor triad with a lowered 5th. this case it's like a double flat 7. There's the octave, there's a minor 7, and there's a diminished 7. B flat 7 sus. Well, B flat major, B flat sus means you replace the 3rd with the 4th, so you get a little bit of dissonance, a bit of tension. The 7th is asked for as well, which is the minor 7th. There's the octave, just a bit at the bottom. We could leave the 7th off and it wouldn't alter the harmony too much. And you can see that in the next chord it resolves, so the 4th resolves to the 3rd. So we have so that second line, B flat 7, G7 over B, C minor, A diminished 7th, B flat 7, sus. So that's just the first 8 bars, but it illustrates how you would decode those chord symbols and turn them into some kind of left-hand accompaniment.